Drive ignition.
This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond. Hey, this is Actar and you're watching another episode of Actar's Figure Reviews. We've had the in-action Offshoot Lancelot figure and the in-action Offshoot Lancelot Conquesta figure. And now it is time for the Lancelot's final evolution, final form to make its debut into the figure collecting scene with the Robots Damashii Lancelot Albion figure. And before we actually begin this review, let me preface this by saying that this review will contain spoilers, as the Lancelot Albion was actually introduced very late in the series' second season of Code Geass R2, and there will be major plot spoilers. So if you haven't seen till the end of the second season of Code Geass, do be prepared to be spoiled. Let's just take a look at the box. For the box, we see that it again keeps in design with the Robot Damashii Code Geass figures. We have the Robot Damashii red strip over there, the Lancelot Albion, a small portrait of the Lancelot Albion here, nightmare frame from the series Code Geass R2, and at the back of the box we see the picture of the Lancelot Albion and various pictures featuring the accessories and the poses in which the figure can be posed in. And over here we have the product specs with different information about the Lancelot figure itself. And here is the Lancelot Albion figure in its plastic packaging, and as you can see, it comes with a myriad of accessories. We're going to take a look at all the accessories in closer detail, but let me just say, wow, it is a lot of accessories. And not only that, the figure also comes with its energy wings taped to the back of this silver background. And before we take a look at the figure in closer detail, let's just take a look at this. This is actually an instruction sheet that was included with the Lancelot Albion, and there are directions on how to use and to equip some of the accessories onto the Lancelot figure. And last but not least, like with all the other Robot Damashii figures, it comes with an advertisement for the Robot Damashii stage. And here is the Lancelot Albion Robot Damashii figure in all of its golden white glory. The Lancelot Albion is actually the second of two 9th generation nightmare frames that are featured in the second season of Code Geass, the other being the Gurren Satan, and is of course piloted by none other than Kururugi Suzaku after the Lancelot Conquesta got destroyed. The Lancelot Albion is significantly different in design from its predecessors because it has a lot more ornamental armor that's just for decoration, and of course it looks so much more sleeker and more badass than the previous iterations of the Lancelot. Now this figure, as I've said before, is the definition of epic figures. And why is that so? It is not only because the figure itself is so awesome, it is because of the accessories that are included that can be used together with this figure. Really epic, as you'll see in a second. And but before we take a look in closer detail at the rest of the accessories, let me just show you something that I'm actually really happy that they included. So first of all, as we've seen before in the in-action Offshoot Lancelot figures, the previous in-action Offshoot Lancelot figures, they didn't have openable cockpits. All of the other in-action Offshoot figures included openable cockpits. All of the other Robot Damashii figures included openable cockpits. And finally, it's as if Bandai actually heard our pleas, heard my pleas, and included an openable cockpit with the Lancelot Albion figure. And here we go.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All you have to do is you flip this back, and the seat is actually on a gear that will make it pop out automatically. And this is the openable cockpit, and of course there's no figure of Kururugi Suzaku featured, but as he would be a really small figure. But way to go above and beyond and to include what we've all been hoping for, and this really adds so much more play value to the figure. And these are actually the folded up versions of the Lancelot's energy wings, which we will see in a second, and we can actually place them over here. So let's take a look at the rest of the accessories in closer detail before we take a look at the articulation of this figure. So first of all, what is the Lancelot without its MVS swords? And this time they actually included two MVS swords, but they are exactly identical to the previous versions of the swords, even though they've actually been given an increase in strength. We also get two standby versions of the MVS swords, and included are also two of the Lancelot's side scabbards where the MVS swords are stored, pegs into the side of the Lancelot Albion. And like the Lancelot Albion, the Varys rifles also get an upgrade, and we have 2 Varys rifles included. This is the standby or closed version of the Varys rifle. It also can be fired this way. However, they also included an activated and standby or powered up version of the Varys rifle, and it's really nice that they actually gave variety. Next, we have the exchangeable hands. We actually have 3 pairs of exchangeable hands, not including the ones that are already on the figure. So first of all, we have the closed palm hands. There are actually no holes in this one. We have the hands that allow you to hold the Varys rifles, and last but not least, we also have the hands that allow you to hold the MVS swords that has a hole in them. And next, and I know I've been saying next a lot because wow, this figure includes a ton of accessories. We have the Slash Harkens, and not only the Slash Harkens, but 4 Slash Harkens. 4 Slash Harkens are included, and these Slash Harkens are to go onto the arms and the legs and the sides of the legs of the Lancelot Albion, respectively. To place the Slash Harkens into the Lancelot figure, we actually have to remove these panels, peg the Slash Harken into the arm, and the same goes for the one at the leg. It is so awesome that they decided to include all 4 Slash Harkens and not just skimp out and go with just one like they did in the original Lancelot figure. And the wires of the Slash Harkens are of course bendable and posable as well. And the final accessory that is included with the Lancelot Albion is the main feature of all the 9th generation Nightmare frames, Cecil's energy wings. Oh yes, Cecil's energy wings are exceedingly powerful. They can make the Nightmare travel at blazingly fast speeds. They're even untrackable by other Nightmares, and they can even fire devastating energy bolts. These energy wings are the coolest part of the Lancelot Albion figure, and the coolest part of the 9th generation Nightmare frames in my opinion. These wings, so gorgeous, they're really graceful. And well, they are actually done really well here, and I'm not sure if it actually picks it up on camera. Let me see if I can take the instruction sheet and to give you a better view of the wings itself, because the wings are actually made of translucent plastic, and this plastic is actually a little bit flimsy. As you can see, they are actually made of this soft plastic film. It's actually much more sturdy than plastic transparency, but as you can see, it's also really bendable, and to avoid breakage, the plastic, the material that they use actually complements the design of the energy wings. The translucent green energy wings look really fragile but strong as well, and it keeps in line with the show. So to place the energy wings on the Lancelot Albion, plug the energy wings in. The energy wings are articulated at 3 points. It's somewhat similar to a Revoltech joint, and it allows for a ton of posability. So let's take a look at the articulation of the Nightmare figure. We see that we have full articulation with forwards and backwards, in and out. The shoulder panel is actually on a separate joint, forwards and backwards here, and you can turn side to side. Hands, we have a full range of motion there. Head is on a ball joint, you can turn left and right and move up and down. No complaints there whatsoever. The figure does feature a waist joint, which is always nice to have. Legs, we have a full range of motion there, forwards and backwards, in and out. The knee joint, we can move it forwards and backwards. The land spinners feature actual wheels that can spin, and you can move forwards and backwards and turn side to side slightly because it's on a ball joint. And as for the feet, it's actually double jointed, once below the leg and once above the feet, double ball jointed. So all in all, the Lancelot Albion Robot Damashii figure is a fantastic addition into the Robot Damashii line. Way to go above and beyond by including so many accessories. The details are outstanding and the articulation is simply amazing. 3 points of articulation in the energy wing joint. Bandai always finds a way to actually exceed my expectations each time, and I thought that they already did a fantastic job with the Shinkiro. If you have the Robot Damashii Shinkiro figure, you can actually recreate the scene with the Freya elimination device where the Lancelot Albion destroys the Freya. No self-respecting Code Geass fan should pass this figure up, and if you're a fan of mecha figures and Code Geass, you definitely have to pick this figure up, and I can't wait to pair him up on my display shelf with the Robot Damashii Gurren Satan that has been recently announced. Finally, we have confirmation that the Gurren Satan figure is coming out this November, and I eagerly await that day. So this is Acta saying, see you guys in the next episode.